not what Paimon was expecting. This is creepy. Feels like there are loads of eyes staring at us.
Calm, yet repressed. The signs are all there.
What is it, Mizuki? Figured something out?
Nothing new. Just further confirmation of my suspicions. Emura Ichigensai should be hiding deep inside this place. Stay close to me.
He set up an ambush?
Seems like we're not welcome here.
Water jet! What? Yeah, wipe out!
No touching! This is long overdue!
Sweet dreams!
Miss Yumemizuki, you found me at last. And I see you've brought some friends with you. Please, forgive my lack of hospitality.
Emura Chuya. So it is you.
Mizuki was right after all. Paimon wasn't expecting him to be so polite, though.
Please, do not call me by that name anymore. The old me was plagued by negative emotions. But I have parted ways with them now. That period of my life is consigned to the past, and the name along with it.
You have to listen to me. There is no way to get rid of all your negative emotions. This life you're living now is a lie.
Your perspective is most amusing.
What's so funny? Don't you know you're harming people?
Harming people? That's what you believe? Very well. I understand and accept your perspective, even if you cannot afford me the same courtesy in return.
What is up with him? He's being so calm and polite. So why does everything he says make Paimon want to punch him?
As you can see, Miss Yumemizuki, all my psychological problems have been completely resolved. I must thank you for your attempts to diagnose my condition, but I see now that the truth is far simpler than you were proposing. All my misery was merely a consequence of human frailty. I could not hope to remove my emotional impurities on my own strength. I lived in fear and anger. Fear that I was not worthy of other people's attention. Anger at how they invalidated me. I became a slave to my emotions. They turned me into a wretched and loathsome creature, hostile to everyone. But things are different now. I have acquired the ability to eradicate those emotions for good. No longer will I be afraid. Never again will I be stirred to anger. No, I am filled now with only one emotion, and that is happiness. I have become humanity perfected.
What I'm hearing is that you've developed your own unique understanding of psychological issues. So how about you play therapist this time? I have a couple of cases I'd love to hear your thoughts on.
I would be delighted.
The first is a soldier with poor control of his temper. He flies off the handle too easily, and it gets him into all sorts of trouble. This is having a significant impact on his daily life, and he's developed symptoms of depression as a result.
He simply needs to let go of his anger. Then he will surely find peace and happiness.
The second is a fisherman who's developed thalassophobia. Now he is unable to provide for his family, which is causing him immense anxiety.
Oh, of course. He must cast his fear far away and forget it ever existed. Then he can return to the sea at once.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you're wrong on both counts.
Oh?
The soldier's anger is rooted in his strongly held principles. Yes, his rage can make him reckless, but it also fuels his deep desire to stand against injustice. Losing his anger made him passive and apathetic. He now stands by and does nothing as bandits attack innocent people. The fisherman's fear made him one of the most reliable sailors around. Thanks to his cautiousness and diligence, accidents were a rare occurrence among his crew, despite the dangers of their profession. But after forgetting his fear, he destroyed the fruits of the entire crew's labor on his first return to the sea. Fascinating, isn't it? Anger gives people the courage to stand up for what they believe in, and fear nurtures care and attention. Emotions are integral to human dreams, and after many years of dealing with their dreams, the Yumemizuki Mizuki have learned an important secret about human emotions. Negative emotions do not just go away. They will always be there. This is true for everyone. Not only that, but their presence is essential. You can't have a healthy human psyche without negative emotion. So do you have any idea what you've done to those poor men?
What an amusing theory. In fact, I do remember those two. But I'm afraid that the only emotion I sense in them now is happiness. How can you believe that negative emotions are required for a healthy psyche? It's a laughable theory. Don't you remember how I was when we first met? You call that healthy?
Acknowledging that negative emotions exist doesn't mean giving them free rein over our minds and lives. Humans have a whole gamut of emotions. They're supposed to keep each other in balance. But if that balance gets disrupted, emotions start working against each other. Untethered rage cripples the capacity to be careful and considerate. Uncontained fear drives people to abandon beliefs they once held dear. The person you were when you first came to my practice only proves this further. You were dominated by your emotions. Under their influence, you deliberately inflicted pain on other people. Meanwhile, the person you are now is so lost that you aren't even aware of the pain you're bringing to others. This diagnosis is going to sound harsh, but I'm afraid it's accurate. You've simply gone from one extreme to another. You say you've reached perfection, but you're just as dysfunctional now as where you started.
Phew. How entertaining. Still, there's no need for me to argue back. You have failed to provoke me. I will forgive you for this offense because I know my present perfection to be a fact. I have direct and incontrovertible evidence. You once told me that nightmares are the result of a buildup of negative emotions. But ever since I acquired my present abilities, I never had another nightmare again. Clearly, that proves that all of my negative emotions have been definitively eradicated.
I'm afraid not. Look where we are right now. We're inside your nightmare.
What?
something was up the moment we arrived.
The enemies that we encountered were manifestations of his negative emotions. That can only happen in a nightmare.
No, that can't be.
That entity claimed it could remove your negative emotions. But all it did was separate them and store them deep in your subconscious, beyond your reach. There they were left to fester. Your situation is far worse than that of the other victims. It has deceived you at a much deeper level. You can't even perceive that at this very moment, you're in the middle of a nightmare.
How laughable. Fear? No. There is no fear left in me. This is all just a terrible joke. This is no dream. No.
Something's appeared behind him.
So, my arch-nemesis has seen through my trickery. Clearly, you came prepared. The emotional cocoon I'd wrapped him in was all but impenetrable. Yet still, you managed to tear it down.
So it is you. Just as I thought.
What is that?
A nightmare monster. A fearsome yokai that was once the bane of Inazuma. We Yumemizuki Baku eat the nightmares of humans, while they called those nightmares their home. So we were natural enemies. When I heard the traveler recount that strange dream, I knew that this was a possibility. But it's still a shock to see one of our long-lost arch-enemies in the flesh. They were supposed to have gone extinct long ago.
Then allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kurayume, and I am the last of my kind.
Kurayume. That's a name I haven't heard in a long, long time. How have you survived all these years?
Likewise, Yumemizuki is a name that takes me back to a different age. Although I must say, we may be born enemies, but I have never felt any great animosity toward you personally. Ultimately, the fall of the nightmare monsters was the fault of our hosts. Humans are such fragile creatures. But now, I have found a way to revive my kind, and you are too late to stop me.
Oh no! We've got to catch up to him!
What's happening? Paimon's feeling dizzy all of a sudden.
That's the feeling of rejection. It's so strong. Quick! After him!
There he is! Right there! Whoa! What happened to all the paths?
He's repressing his emotions even harder. Turn that frown upside down.
nightmare! He's got nowhere left to run! Whoa! What's happening to the ground?
Watch out! I used my powers to cushion our fall. Is everyone all right?
Don't worry, we've fallen from bigger heights before. The bigger issue here is that he got away and we were so close! Ugh.
We've been completely cut off. That creature has taken complete control of his consciousness. We'll never catch him.
Would it be easier if we wake up now and go catch him in the real world? If this is his nightmare, he must be asleep somewhere, right?
Remember the fragrance we smelled on our way in? That's how the monster lures people into the dream state. Now we're inside. We can't get out unless we manage to defeat him in his true form. He's turned Emarachuya's nightmare into his lair. There's only one way to force him into the open, and that's by finding a way to eat this nightmare.
Eat this nightmare? But is that even possible?
Not only is it possible, Paimon, it's quite literally my job.
Oh, Paimon knows that. It's just... We all saw what happened to Murasaki and Shion, and this nightmare is super intense. Paimon's worried this won't turn out well.
This monster has harmed too many people. We have to stop it. It's okay. I knew what I was getting into. Let's get moving. We may not have caught him, but our chase wasn't in vain. He led us deep inside his dream. We should now be at the subconscious layer that makes up its core.
It's so dark.
That's what happens if you leave your negative emotions to fester. There must be a lot of emotional fragments in this place. We need to follow them one by one until we reach our destination.
Wait, but what is our destination?
Where the light is.
If I say it's your fault, it's your fault! Do you understand me? You shouldn't go running around with that stupid thing in your hand! Do you want to go hungry tonight?
Ugh, the atmosphere here is so... oppressive. Is it anger or fear?
Be careful. Every time we draw near to one of these fragments, we'll experience the underlying emotion on a visceral level.
You, a writer? Didn't they reject you already? Get rid of this trash! Go find a real job!
Aw, poor guy. Paimon feels so bad for him.
We shouldn't stay here. Let's keep moving.
Ha ha! I won! Another round? That guy? He never joins in with anything. Why should we go out of our way to invite him? Let's keep playing. Ignore him.
Wow, that's so sad.
Nope. Not here either.
Look, there's the light! What is this place?
It's his sorrow. Yes, sheer overwhelming sorrow. Human emotions exist in a delicate balance. When that balance is lost, negative emotions spiral out of control and go on to fuel nightmares. By isolating these negative emotions and allowing them to fester, that monster has completely destroyed his emotional balance. That's why he was able to create such a powerful nightmare. If we want to restore balance, we have to dispose of the excess negative emotion.
Oh, so that's what you mean when you talk about eating nightmares.
Well done, Paimon. Very clever.
Aw. Alright, what's the next step?
I need to find a way to separate the negative emotions out. For that, I need a special medium. Sorrow might just do the job. As long as it's kept in check, it can calm the waves of emotions and help him regain some measure of control.
Let it out, Chuya. Let the tears flow. You'll feel better after a good cry.
This process will untangle his unbridled fear and anger, his unresolved resentment, and his unshakable despair. These excess emotions will be separated out from the rest. They are the source of this nightmare.
Mizuki!
It's all right. It's an unpleasant flavor, but I've tasted it thousands of times. A good cry can work wonders. Even though he seems beyond helping, I think he should be able to take another step out from the swamp of despair now.
Are you ready to come out now, Chuya? I'll be waiting for you right here, son. I'd love to listen to more of your stories whenever you're ready.
All right, there goes that nightmare. Hopefully this marks the beginning of a sweeter dream.
Amazing! Suddenly, Paimon feels so relaxed and maybe even happy?
I thought I had found the perfect host, but you found the one weakness in his emotional armor.
Ah! He's back again!
Freeing a single host from my clutches changes nothing! You cannot stop me! I told you you are too late!
What is this place?
I can't believe it. He's brought us to the borderland.
Borderland?
To put it simply, it's a dream within a dream. A space hidden deep within the collective Inazuman subconscious. A dream that can exist even without a host. This must be how that monster managed to survive the extinction of his kind. He hid here.
Mizuki, that eye.
He's trying to turn this place into a nightmare so he'll be more at home. And he's creating copies of himself. This place is connected to the dreams of every human in the nation. From here, he can place a copy of himself in every dream. If he succeeds, then he'll have effectively revived his kind already.
Then we know what we need to do. We gotta take this guy down. Do we think a sword will do the job?
Maybe, if we can get close enough to reach his core. But he's brought the nightmares of all his victims here, and that gives him an immense amount of power. Dealing with this many in one go is going to take a different approach. We need a power to rival his nightmares. The power of sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams? Where are we gonna find those?
Lost minds. There should be some around here, and some of them will have come from sweet dreams originally. Come on, follow me. Careful. We've got to move quietly. The nightmare monster has usurped control here. We need to stay out of his sight.
Fulfill our pact! Return to the skies! Nowhere to hide! Incoming! Go! Born of ice and frost. Cast your worries to the wind! Sweet dreams! With sword comes shadow. You two! Time to end them!
Chasing Tanuki through the woods, and climbing trees to hunt for Oni Kabuto. Thank you for lending us your happiness.
Time to relax. Sweet dreams.
Watching fireworks fly up into the sky and writing wishes on a prayer plaque. Thank you for sharing your passion. All right, we've gathered enough power to proceed. Time to face him head-on. The core should be just up ahead. This will be a tough fight.
Why? Are these sweet dreams not sweet enough?
I just wish we could have gathered some more. But these are all we could find in the immediate vicinity. Which means we're running out of time. Our chances of success are shrinking by the minute. We have to act now.
No problem. We're ready to go.
Turn that frown upside down.
The alacrity with which you walk into my trap surprises me. Do you not realize why I lured you here? Because this is my domain. And you're where I am.
Not yet, it isn't.
Show no mercy!
Now, use the power of the good dreams.
I think you will find it to be quite ineffective against the power of my nightmares.
Time to relax. Oh, my mistake.
Speed of light! Hey! Suffer the wrath of Eatfleet!
Turn that frown upside down.
Go!
Get to work!
Yachan, Taechan, let's go! Sweet dreams!
I must confess, I am somewhat confused. Both of us bring happiness to humans now. Why must you still treat me as your enemy?
Because the happiness you provide is a lie. All you do is make them forget their negative emotions exist. And now they're living under the illusion that they're gone for good. All the while, these repressed feelings continue to fester in their subconscious, eventually becoming nightmares intense enough to become your home. Your kind has always thrived by magnifying your host's negative emotions for your own gain. What you're doing now is no different from what you've always done.
I am correct. This time, I shall change the fate of my entire kind. When a human becomes dominated by their negative emotions, they lose their ability to survive. That is how my kin died out. But I can give them a fantasy instead, turning them into the perfect hosts, capable of surviving no matter how dire the situation in their subconscious gets. This is the path to a revival. My kin shall rise again!
You do realize what that means, don't you? You've gone from one extreme to the other.
Oh, I'm perfectly aware. There is nothing you can say that I do not already know. For over all the years that your kind has been learning about the human mind, I have been hiding here, watching and learning from the fruits of your labor. But I'm afraid I could not care less for the moral burdens that you impose upon yourselves. The health of the human psyche is of precisely zero interest to me. Now here's a question well worth thinking about. If we allowed the humans themselves to decide, which of us would they really choose? You or me? Do you see now? I won this battle long before you ever set foot inside this tree.
What's going on?
He's growing stronger, but we've exhausted the power of the sweet dreams already. Even if we could find more sweet dreams now, it still wouldn't be enough.
If you accept that negative emotions are an immutable presence in the human mind, then you must also know that such emotions include apathy and sloth. Without the Yumemizuki there to hold their hand and walk them through dream regulation therapy, do you honestly think that anyone would ever be inclined to embrace the negative emotions? No, they would sooner run from reality to forget all about their troubles and live inside an illusion.
But the whole reason I wanted to become a psychologist. Traveler. These feelings. So that's how they should taste. Longing. Caused by separation. So bitter. And yet the experience led to a whole new journey for you. If you keep pressing on, maybe even more precious memories await. Despair. Caused by failure. Icy cold, and yet in conquering this despair, you gained the courage to face the lightning. Regret, caused by missed opportunity, a harsh aftertaste, and yet it's only through that loss that we can learn to appreciate everything we have. And after all these flavors comes sweetness, passion, and refreshed hope. So that's why I was able to taste a sweet dream at our first meeting. Long before you ever met me. You'd already gained the courage to never avoid or run away from your feelings. And all your nightmares had become the fuel for sweeter dreams. The power that you have gained by processing everything from your long journey is surely far stronger than any power wielded by that creature. The whole reason I wanted to become a psychologist was to try and help people become someone like you. Lightning flash!
It's you!
Your dream is so powerful!
Traveler, give him all you've got! Take this! Thunderclap! Lightning flash! Take this!
Impossible! With just one person's dream? But how? I have been planning this for so long!
Once the false dream he created has been destroyed, I can make sure all his victims make a full recovery. I don't think I ever would have been able to do this without your help.
Don't mention it.
You shall join my ancestors in death! You and my
What? He's still not dead? Wait, does anyone else hear water? Where is that coming from?
Maybe he made his host build some kind of device in the underwater cave. Once he realized we were onto him, he decided to sacrifice his host.
So you mean we're in danger in the real world too?
We've got to wake up.
But how? Like, pinch ourselves?
This should be high enough. Traveler, Paimon, jump.
Huh?
If you're afraid, then just take my hand and close your eyes. Yes, just like the last time.
Hold on tight. The Yumemizuki are getting to work. It's finally over. It's a good thing I had the foresight to ask them for help, or I'd be the one dying from indigestion tonight. They were very delicious. Traveler, could I pick your brain with another question? What do you think humans tend to have more of? Happy dreams or bad ones? If only that were true. Most people struggle to deal with their negative emotions. They bottle them up inside until they've festered and turned into nightmares. As a result, humans have far more bad dreams than good ones, and most happy dreams are short and fleeting. They are so rare that it's basically impossible for them to be shared with others. Heck, there are even people out there who only have the mind space to have happy dreams after they've given us their bad ones. Which is all to say that the dreams we get to taste are usually bad ones. No matter how hard we try, we can't seem to change this state of affairs. I once believed the only reason we Yumemizuki existed was to serve as a disposal method for nightmares. It's a fate that we cannot escape, no matter how many dreams we eat or how many years pass by. Even though I call myself a clinical psychologist,
I also have dark thoughts sometimes. I suppose that's the only problem I have. Still, after learning the principles of psychology, I came up with a new way to look at all of this. If we can use psychotherapy to help people come to terms with their emotions, they'll gain the ability to deal with their nightmares on their own, so they'll no longer need to call upon us for assistance. That way, more and more people can free up their minds for truly happy dreams, until there'll be enough to share around. A naive one, more like. Even though I've run this business for quite a long time now, it still hasn't come true. Not even once. So I must thank you, because after meeting you, I finally became sure that my wish is achievable. And knowing that is all the treatment I need against the dark thoughts I sometimes have.
There you are! Paimon's been looking everywhere for you, too! Paimon was just watching the Baku eat the nightmares. They got really full and started rolling around on their tummies. It was so cute. Anyway, that's why Paimon fell behind. Got a little distracted watching them. Oh, and speaking of Baku, we were gonna book another appointment with you, weren't we? Remember? Before we got caught up in all those nightmare shenanigans?
It's a little late for that now. Ask me again tomorrow.
Oh.
Still, the night is young. Want to stay here and watch the moon with me for a little longer?
Huh?
The moon sure is beautiful tonight.
Excuse me! Hello! Please come register over here!
What's going on? Why are there so many guests? Had I known, I'd have definitely turned some of them back.
Oh, it looks like business is booming with Amura Ichigensai out of the picture. And it's good to see that Murasaki and Shion are well on the road to recovery.
Morning, you two. Want to make an appointment?
Yes, please. For today, if possible.
Then I better get you another VIP pass. You're our most important customers, after all.
Awesome! In that case, very important Paimon would like to start with the fine dining this time.
Oh my. Imagine if you'd taken my advice and sold your shares the other day. It could have cost you dearly now that business is booming again. I hope you're not too upset with me, old friend.
Why would I be upset? It's not as if I ever took your suggestion seriously.
Oh, I've missed that way with words. So affectionate.
Would it kill you to not sneak up on people every darn time?
Morning, little ones. Did you enjoy the scenery last night? Hardly. That tree was directly beneath the Grand Narukami Shrine. What was I supposed to do? Move the entire shrine to give you some privacy?
Is there a reason you're here, Lady Guji?
Mostly because I felt like a walk. But I do have a message from the Tenryo Commission to pass on as it happens. The gentleman who your fellow Yumekui Baku fished out of the water last night is no longer in a critical condition. Although his mind seems to have regressed to that of a young child.
It could have been worse, I suppose. Lady Guji, I owe you my thanks. Without your help, things might have gone a lot less smoothly yesterday. Come on, Miko. You've always been worse than me at keeping secrets. I admit that I feel inferior around you, and have an urge to prove myself. How could I not? But maybe these feelings are what have driven me to take this business as far as I have. My sense of inferiority keeps my ego in check, and my desire to prove myself gives me the strength to persevere. I'm able to accept these parts of me for what they are. There's no need for you to tiptoe around them.
Oh, you could have told me sooner. The poor traveler here has been doing all my running around for me.
True. But then again, without the traveler's help, you'd have been placed in a difficult position. Emira Ichigensai had amassed a huge following. For the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine to publicly go against him would have been a dangerous move. An angry mob of zealots could have done some serious damage to the shrine's reputation. Much safer for the Guji not to get personally involved. It was the right decision.
While that's all true, my main concern was that I didn't want to upset an old friend. Otherwise, I could have taken a much more direct approach.
Miko.
I always seem to forget that you're more cunning and less adorable than you look. Seems like my worries about upsetting you were unfounded.
It's not that I don't get upset. Everyone has their fair share of troubles, but every sorrow has its cure. Here's your new VIP pass. Please take good care of it.
Oh, hello, little one. It's been a while since you last came to seek your fortune at the shrine.
Could we go over your past experiences when you have a moment? There's a lot of gaps in your medical history I need to fill in.
Ugh, we've got to turn some of them back.
So sorry, I'm still registering the last customer.